Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a great time to take off a little bit, I guess. On to today. So, describing an organization. So, my husband and I, about 10 years ago, were lead pastors, and we took the position at a church that had a 100-year history and was in a fairly small town in Washington. I know the whole concept of change in moving the elephant across the room. We always said it was the baby grand piano across the stage, 1 inch at a time. Most of our congregants were fairly older and had seen a lot of history. And so, as far as the organization itself, my husband and I both were very instrumental together in having a leadership team and a congregation and just creating a cultural shift that needed to happen to a dying church. Was it mechanicistic or organic? I would have to say it was both, which as we went through the chapter, it came to the conclusion that having balance in both of those areas is healthy. It was very mechanicalistic in the fact that everyone had their roles. We had a youth pastor, we had a children's pastor, we had maintenance. My husband was the lead pastor. I was on the board with him. I was in charge of all the women's ministries and the decor and the designs and things like that. We had outreach, those kind of people. And so, in any church, I think that there is that staff that has very well-defined roles. But then because it's always people, you have volunteer that is very much organic as well. And a lot of what you do and how you instigate change and what you choose to participate in or flow in comes out of those organic influences that happen with people groups and how that works from somewhat the bottom up. So you had this balance of it being defined roles, but also an empowerment that we wanted not only in the volunteer congregation, but also in our leadership, who felt like each department could blossom into what it wanted to be per their own individual vision for their space that they had a passion to do, but also coming under the vision of the entire church body. So then in that you had clear standards, but we also had objectives that resources and things, we gave resources to those departments, and they did the majority of what they wanted to do with those things. So we had you have a level of control in managing that because there is a system, there is a somewhat a hierarchy, but it was rather flat as well. The hierarchy itself was pretty flat, and our level of control was pretty broad because we interacted with almost everyone per the size of our organization. I know as it grew, we were there for 7 years, and as it grew, some of those things changed, some of the organic nature of groups and how much they could do and how much systems had to be followed. Those things change as growth occurs. Was it effective? Absolutely. Absolutely. We worked really hard at the leadership structure to be effective for the means of the people. Obviously, with a church, maybe not obvious, I don't know, but for our church, the people were the point. And so discipleship and leadership and becoming better person than you were and being able to grow and change and develop and bring health to people groups and having a sense of purpose and passion and things that go inside the church and outside into your own world. That was our mission, and I think that the way in which the structure was organized went from something that was pretty dysfunctional actually in that to having a good balance of being able to be heard, but also to know that what we did had a direction that went the right right way per all the things that we wanted to participate in. So anyway, that is a whole thing to unpack, obviously, and lots of other thoughts could dive deeper in there. But I'm just really thrilled with this whole concept. I love the design and theory of structure of different organizations and definitely change. So can't wait to hear what your other guys' thought is. Bye.